Here we are in phase 2 of the strength and range of motion portion of the program. If you are here, make sure that you have worked through all of the phase 1 video and that everything in that video feels pretty accessible before you begin this one. In this segment, we will continue to work on range of motion. So continue finding that edge and restoring that range of motion. We'll add just a tiny bit of strength. A lot more strength will come in phase 3. And then we'll also look a lot at activating the muscles of the chest, through your sides, and throughout your core. For a couple of the exercises, you're going to want a stretchy band. If you do not have one yet, you can still do this video. There's just going to be maybe one place that you're just going to pretend that you have one or two places. Also, a small support for your head. There will be one part where on our sides. I love a yoga block, but if you have a nice pillow or something else, you can absolutely use something other than a block. Both of these things you should be able to pick up at Target or Amazon. I can include a link in the resources section. So here we go. Find yourself in a comfortable upright seat. This could be cross legs like this, or your legs could be outstretched. If your hips feel a little tight or like they need some support, you can put a blanket or a small pillow under the edges of your hips. From here, anchor down your sit bones and then grow tall in your spine. Check for shoulder, ear, and hip alignment. You might still have a bit of that forward posture, especially if reconstruction included, belly or anything along the front of the body, or just if those surgical sites are still really tight from your operation. So to the best of your ability, shift your weight over your hips. If you're still a little bit forward, it's okay. Over time, we'll find this really lifted upright posture. Bring your hands, palms together at heart center. And we're going to find the lotus flower with our hands. So your pinkies and your thumbs stay together. The middle 3 fingers peel apart. So as you begin here and begin to notice your breath, just nestle that lotus flower really close to your heart. And if you're not familiar with the lotus flower, it blooms in very dark and challenging conditions in a really dark environment. So as you bring that lotus close to your heart, just remember that you have the ability to rise from the mud, to bloom out of darkness, and to radiate out into the world. A few more breaths here, connecting with your intention for practice. So maybe it's that intention that you've already set and you're coming back to the same one every time. Maybe something else bubbles to the surface in this moment, but where is it you would really like to send your focus today? And then from here, we'll add some gentle movement to our breath. Every inhale, reach the arms up and above, outstretched, reaching out from the shoulder joints. On your exhale, bring the palms together, nestle the hands down to heart center. Press a little bit through the palms here, so elbows are wide. On your next inhale, reach up and out. Every exhale, the hands come back to heart center and a little press through the palms. As you reach up, acknowledge that your range of motion might be different than mine. Remember, I'm a long time down this path. Had a lot of operations, but it's been a year since my most recent one. So know that your range of motion, if you're still pretty early on in this journey, might be a little different, and that's okay. Always meet yourself at that gentle, tolerable edge. One more reach with that inhale. On your exhale, hands come to heart center. Again, heavy through the palms. So palms are pressing together. As you do that and keep the hands nestled close, you might feel some activation of those muscles across the chest or right there at your rib cage. Notice your shoulders as you press here. If you feel your shoulders scrunching up, Gently draw your shoulder blades down the back. Keep pressing and keep breathing deeply. Long exhales. One more deep breath in and complete exhale after that. From here, release the hands down to the knees. Maybe gently scoop the belly, round through the back. Let the head hang. So opening that space between the shoulder blades. Draw one more breath here. And then again, sitting up nice and tall. If you have a stretchy band, bringing it close. If not, you're just going to imagine that you have one here. It's a little bit different experience, but will we still get some of the similar benefit? You're going to bring it in front and gently grip, so wrap your hands around that band. When you pull out, you want to feel some gentle resistance, but nothing that you have to really muscle too hard or force. Also, when you give that a little tug, notice your shoulders. I'll go ahead and tell you that this one for me has a tendency to let go and sort of force its way into the path of least resistance. So make sure that your shoulders stay even. Again, we want them over hips. Gently draw those muscles between your sit bones so your pelvic floor muscles come up and your belly gently scoops in. So it's like a zipper here to keep your torso upright and lifted. So it's definitely some core work along with this arm work. So you're going to pull out. Notice your shoulder blades active. With that steady tension on your inhale, we're going to come up, keep pressing out. At the top, pause. On your exhale, really knit your ribs together. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale the arms down, keeping again that steady but gentle tension. And can your band stay parallel with the floor on the way down versus a big tilt left or right? So we're coming down. If your shoulders already need a break, this is the place that you're going to release them for just a second. And then we're going to take that band wide again. You can also skip that release. You can keep that tension. Next, inhale, keep pulling outward. Keep the arms even as the arms come up. Pause at the top. As you exhale, your ribs, it's as if you could slightly draw them down. Pause for another inhale. And then exhale your band back down. If you need that little break, release your shoulders just briefly. And then on your next inhale, come back up. So we're lifting up, pressing wide, keeping ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Pause for that exhale. Another inhale here. Exhale the band down. Once more will flow through. So remember, keep it slow and steady. We're always looking for muscle instead of momentum in this work. Pause here. On your next exhale, knit the ribs together. Another inhale. And then exhale the arms down. Release your band and treat yourself to that rounding through the back, that surrender of the head. One more deep breath here. And then out. When you sit back up, we're going to take the arms out front, this time spinning the palms up, almost like you're holding like a tray out in front of you, but the arms are straight instead of bent. Um, Notice your collarbones. They should still feel nice, wide, and reaching. So if you feel yourself really hunching into this, Open up the collarbones. Palms are spinning up. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, keep the ribs knitting together and slide the arms out, fingertips reaching wide and away from one another. Draw shoulder blades closer together in the back. On your inhale, return to the front of the body, right out in front of the shoulder blades. So your arms will not come all the way back together. Exhale out to the sides. Fingertips reaching, shoulder blades draw closer together here without scrunching the shoulders up. We're going to come forward and wide a couple more times. The most important thing here is that you move with the rhythm of your breath. So sometimes it's going to be a different pace than me, and that is okay. Also mindful as you really open up the arms, draw the shoulder blades closer together, that you avoid the turtle head, the turtleneck. So you still want your ears over your shoulders, fingertips wide and reaching as the shoulder blades come closer together. Slide the arms back to the front, bring them down, and find a little freedom of movement here. So maybe it's that rounding forward. Maybe it feels good to snake back and forth a little and roll the shoulders. You have free will here. Choose what feels best, what feels good in your body. A little release of all of that activation. From here, we're going to work on some rotation. So really think about all the muscles through the center of your torso. So we're really activating the core, the rib cage, all of those muscles. Careful not to like force this with your arms. So bringing the fingertips to the shoulders. And then if you have the range right now, just lifting the elbows up a little bit. You can also keep them close to the body, but if you can lift them a bit, lift them. Notice if you've shifted forward. I did. So I'm going to adjust my center of gravity. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, always initiate by drawing up and in, and then we're going to exhale over to your left. So careful, remember, don't lead with the arms. So you're twisting through the rib cage. Notice that left shoulder blade in the back, drawing a little closer to the middle of your body. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, lift, zip, scoop, and rotate. Inhale through the center. Exhale as you move to the side. Lift, zip, rotate. Keep the shoulders low. So careful not to wear the shoulders like earrings. Also, notice that your rib cage is really involved here. Deep breath in, and then exhale opposite side. Really pull those ribs in. We're going to come back to the center and find a rotation once again to each side. Inhaling in the center. Every time you take it to the side, it's a big old exhale. Inhale through the center. Remember, when you exhale, completely release every bit of breath. So maybe even sigh it out with that audible sigh. Come back to the center, maybe soften forward a little. And then we're going to add a little spinal twist flow now that we've warmed the spine in that way. First, work walking yourself into a gentle spinal twist. I will mirror you, so take your right hand over to your left knee. Left hand is going to start to reach behind the body. Instead of holding this twist, we're going to add some flow. On your next inhale, that left arm sweeps up and your gaze follows your reach. So deep breath in here. On your exhale, left arm crosses over the body, touches the right knee, and then the right arm releases and reaches up. Deep breath in here. On your exhale, cross through the center. The back rounds a little bit. The head hangs. And then release that arm that's closest to your belly and reach once again. So deep breath in, reaching. Exhale, coming through the center. Inhale, reaching. This is one of my favorite flows. We're going to go side to side one more time on each side. But if you would like to pause the video and just keep at this for a couple more reaches, you have the ability to do that. I could flow back and forth here for a long time. It feels really good in my body. So deep breath in here. And then back to the center. As you pause here with the arms crossed, round the back, head hangs, not forcing the pull, just hanging on your inhale. Belly takes up space, and so does the chest. Notice the breastbone rising up toward the chin. Every exhale, a letting go, a release, a softening. One more deep breath here. Long exhale. Gently re-engage those core muscles by lifting up and in with the belly muscles, and then release the arms, shake them out. If you're sitting cross-legged like me, at some point you might want to switch the legs. It might feel a little awkward when you switch them. Um, but it's good to work through both sides. From here, lateral flexion. So we're going to open up the sides. Again, notice if we've shifted forward, shift back, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. Bringing your left hand down to the mat with a little bend in that elbow. Right arm is going to come out to the side, and then we're going to ease over. Actually, let's take that right arm to the belly first. We're just going to check in. Deep breath in. On your exhale, take it to the side. Again, careful not to send the head forward. Those ears stay right over the shoulders. You'll inhale back to center so that left elbow straightens and then it bends. As you knit all of these muscles together, allow this side to open. This side is active, this side is open. As you work through, if that right side feels like you've got pretty good range here, you can start to play with the position of that hand. Fingertips can come to your shoulder and you start to open that side body a little more. Inhaling here, exhaling to the side. Remember, we're not twisting into this, we're just going side to side, almost like your upper body is in between two panes of glass, and we can only move side to side. One more option here is to take that right arm up and overhead for a reach. Keep both sit bones heavy, so as you reach to the left, make sure that right hip stays nice and heavy. One more reach on this side, and then we're going to build the opposite side. So if you have done this video, more than once, and you already know where your range is with this reach, then that's where you start. You don't have to start with the hand at the belly. If you already know that you have that reach overhead, you can find that now. If not, bring the left hand to your belly, right hand now next to your side. Deep breath in, the spine gets long. On your exhale, right rib cage, right belly muscles, all of those things knit together as you ease to the side. Left hip stays heavy and that left side body opens up. Inhale back through the center. Exhale over to the side. So press down through the opposite hip. Your hand can stay there on the belly, or we can bring fingertips to the shoulder. So giving a little lift. And then inhaling here, exhaling over. Remember, you also have that option to take the arm long by the side and then big reach as you come over. Heavy left hip. Deep breath in. One more reach on that exhale. And then back here to the center. Roll the shoulders out. And then we're going to take it down to our backs. The legs have been curled up for a while, unless you did this whole flow with your legs outstretched. So if they were curled up, maybe take them long and shake them out before we take it down to the mat. Now, getting down, take your time. Depending on where you are in this process, you might roll down from here, or you might come to your side first and then ease yourself down. So no rush, remember. There's no award for going too far too fast. In fact, that tends to set us way back. So from here, uh, snow angels. So bring to mind that you're playing in the snow. Feet are about hip distance apart, so are the knees. We're going to bring the arms by the sides, and the palms are facing up toward the ceiling. You're going to start to take the arms overhead wherever you first feel tolerable resistance. We're going to pause there and take a deep breath in. Long exhale. Two more breaths just like that. One more breath. So maybe be aware of where your range of motion is here. We're going to repeat. We're going to bring the arms back down to the sides. And then as you slide them up, you might find that your place of tolerable resistance is at the same place, or maybe that range has changed a little. Wherever you are, pause and take a couple of really deep breaths, inhaling slowly and exhaling even slower. Make those exhales nice and complete. So our breath becomes a really powerful tool. Um, it's a tool for focus, but also for liberation. It can help us meet that gentle edge, and actually, physiologically, it helps those muscles, that scar tissue, all of that stuff to let go. So, for the sake of time, we'll pause there and move on. But if you are working at home, I invite you to continue. Keep playing with that edge. So maybe finding that edge one more time and then just doing some fluid snow angels up and down and up and down. From here, we're going to find arm scissors. So you're still in the same place. Once you've finished with your snow angels, we'll come here. We're going to rotate the palms almost like you're giving a thumbs up. In fact, let's do that. Give a thumbs up with right hand and left hand. From here, let's start with the right. Left is going to stay down. On your inhale, we're going to take the right arm up, the thumb down toward the ground. Pause for an exhale. As you do, really draw the rib cage down. Belly scoops in and the low back presses into the mat. On your next inhale, return the arm to your side. Pause for an exhale. Inhale, right arm returns up. Pause for that exhale, drawing rib cage down, knitting them together, drawing belly in. Inhale the arm back to your side. Pause for the exhale. Inhale overhead again. Exhale, draw the ribs down. Inhale the arm back to the side. You can pause at any point and repeat. You could do, 3 to 6 more of those. Now keeping right arm down. Next inhale, left arm is going to come up and overhead. Pause here. Exhale, completely activating your belly muscles and drawing the rib cage down. Back of the head stays heavy. Shoulder blades stay heavy too. Inhale the arm back to the side. Pause for the exhale. Soften the body. Inhale, left arm overhead again. Heavy head. Exhale, draw the rib cage down. Press the low back into the mat. Inhale the arm back to the side. Pause for the exhale. Inhale, overhead. On your exhale, rib cage draws down, low back presses in, back of the head stays heavy. Completely release your breath. Inhale, arm back to the side. Exhale, soften everything. So maybe notice the softness of your belly as well here. From here, we're going to find telescope arms. You don't have to rock and roll up like I did. I just couldn't remember where I put my block, so I had to look for it. Rolling to one side, so maybe rolling to your left side, and you want to support for your head. So bringing your head down. Make sure it feels well supported. The palms are going to stack one on top of the other. These are telescope arms. So your knees are bent and stacked, hips are stacked one on top of the other. On your inhale, slide the right hand, the right palm forward. On the exhale, arms stay straight and you draw that arm back. Really notice the shoulder blade moving. And we're going to telescope them back and forth another time or two. And then the next time you draw back, you have the option to keep drawing back, bend through that right elbow, massage across your arm, across your collarbones, and then open to the back of the body. Keep the arm straight as you bring right palm back to left. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, begin to draw back, massage along the arm, cross the chest, and open to the side. So opening here, long arm back to center. And then one more time, we'll cross the body, massage across the chest, open wide. Arm stays long as you come back, palms meet one another. Again, that's only 3. So if you would like to continue on to anywhere from 5 to 10, you can keep flowing here. So you can pause and then keep flowing. Then we'll switch to the opposite side. You can just roll to the other side. I'm going to come up and over so I'm still facing you. Same thing here. You want to support your head. If you don't have a block, a pillow would work. Anything that so that your neck doesn't feel like it's hanging over and feeling really stressed there, hanging to the side. I'm about to lose my earbud. So again, palms stack one on top of the other. This time, left reaches forward and then draws back. So just a couple of telescopes like this, and just noticing here. Does this side of the body feel similar, or does it feel really different? No judgments really, just noticing, taking inventory. As you slide that left arm back this time, bend through the elbow, massage across the arm, across the collarbones, and then open to the back. I'm a little close to the wall. There we go. Keep that arm long as you draw it back. Left palm over right and repeat. Get that little reach first and then draw back. Bend through the elbow, massage across the chest, and reach wide. Once more, coming back, and then reaching, and then back again. Stay in there, AirPod, and then open up and come back. So if you did 3 on the other side, you're also 3 on this side, and now you're finished. If you took that up to 5 or 10, pause and repeat until you have matched left and right sides, and then we'll meet in an upright position again. So easing up, moving that block out of the way. We're going to come back to that lateral flexion one more time. So you have the option here to reach with the belly, to reach with fingertips on the shoulder, or to take the arm overhead. I also want to share with you one other option, which is to add your stretchy band. So you're going to bring it underneath, and then the hand that's on the ground is going to stabilize, hold that stretchy band down, and then the long end is going to go in the opposite arm. You are still aligned shoulders, ears, and hips. When you take it over to the side now, you can add that resistance band. I got to wrap it around my palm so that it feels like it's not going anywhere. There we go. So the palm is facing the ear, and then we're going to come up, over, reach. And then as you come back down, you're trying to go really slowly and resist that band. So as opposed to letting it just pull you down. And then we'll go over to the side, add that push, and then come back. Push over to the side. Remember, if you are not reaching overhead yet, then right here, you're going to find that arm position that worked best for this flow. From here, we're going to shift it over to the opposite side. We're going to find the long end, and I like to wrap it around my palm just once so that it feels like it's not going anywhere. And you can play with it until you make sure you have enough room. Align ear, shoulder, hip, and then on your next inhale, we're going to take it up and over. Give that reach. On your way back down, you're trying to resist. So that's why it's called a resistance band. We're creating a little resistance. So we're building a little strength here. Inhaling as you reach, or exhale. Honestly, you can do it either way. Just make sure that you're taking those really deep breaths. We're going to come back. Almost done here. You can move your band out of the way. And again, I cued you through about 3 reps, but you can do more on each side if you wish. From here, we're going to take it to our bellies for Sphinx posture, which begins or continues to really open the front line of the body, the chest, the belly, and also strengthens the shoulders, the back, among other things. So we're going to be on our bellies. And then you're going to palms down, forearms down. It depends on how much range you have across the front of your body. If you've had, incisions through the muscles on the front of your body, whether that's at the breast area or belly or both, this extension can be really challenging. So typically, we have elbows under shoulders, but this might be quite a stretch so far. So wherever you are, your elbows are really close to your body. Fingertips are spread wide, pressing into the mat. Belly is drawing away from the mat, so we've activated the core muscles. And then you press heavy through your elbows, lengthen the neck so your gaze is just beyond the end of your mat, and you find that lift. On your exhale, lower down. On your inhale, heavy elbows as you rise up. Exhale, down. Now, if you find that you already have more range in the front of your body, then bring your arms forward until the elbows are beneath the shoulders. And same thing here, but instead of lifting and lowering, we just stay lifted. Continue to press heavy through those elbows. From here, we're going to take it down or walk the forearms back just a little and then shift the weight of the hips back. So the hips come high and then walk the knees in just a little. Continue to walk the arms forward and sink the chest down. You can stay on forearms, or we can take the arms straight and even tent the fingers here and really drop into the chest. So this is similar to walking up the wall, but we're really opening armpits, heart, and chest here. So you can play with the variation here. If that feels like, holy moly, that's way too much through the chest at this point, come back to forearms and then just play with your range here. So wherever you are, you're really shifting your hips. They're still high, but you're shifting them back to open up through the chest and through the armpits. So you can play with that. And just like your snow angel arms, pause and take those deep breaths wherever your tolerable edge is. Then we're going to take it to a wall for a nice open stretch through the chest. So if the left side of your body is facing the wall, then your left knee is going to stay down, and then your right leg is going to come forward so that you are in this lunge. If you need some supports beneath your knee, you can find that. And then you're going to take that left arm to the wall, palm facing down. And then very much like Snow Angel, or think about a Mickey Mouse arm clock, you're going to start to wiggle walk that arm up the wall until you find a place of resistance. When you find that place, pause and bring about 3 or 4 deep breaths to that place. And then you continue with your clock. You continue to take your Mickey Mouse arm back until you find another point of resistance. Pause there. And then so on and so forth. Remember, again, meet yourself at that tolerable edge. So if you're still pretty early into this, your arm might, start to feel resistance here, and you might ultimately end up, here or here. If you have been working on this for a bit, eventually you might find that arm opening way up back here. And this is quite a stretch for me personally. But you get the picture. You're going to always come out the same way you came in. So wiggle walking, or let your fingers do the walking. Probably aging myself there. Who remembers the Yellow Pages? Let your fingers do the walking commercial. And then you're just going to take it to the opposite side. So you're going to come down and get there in any way that makes sense. But the knee that's closest to the wall stays down on the floor. Opposite one is going to come up. And then you're going to repeat on this side, pausing where you first feel resistance, taking those deep breaths, and then continuing along that path. So that'll be the end of phase 2. There's one more phase to go, which is phase 3. I really encourage you throughout this work at any time to pause and spend a little more time where you feel you need it. And any places that still feel really challenging, that's okay. Remember that healing does take time, and sometimes we have to give time. This whole process is about being mindful and really listening to your body, working against those tolerable edges, but never, forcing the body into a place that it's telling you it's not ready to go. So give it time, keep moving, keep breathing. And as always, I'm wishing you 100% complete restoration of your good health. Thank you.